So I had a follow-up question to the last video I created about larger print than cut without hacks. Miss Myrtle Johnson asks, does this mean that I can now cut out shapes like stickers, candle labels, boxes, etc. that will fit within the new larger print than cut parameters? So I thought I'd make a video to answer the question for Ms. Johnson and anybody else who is interested because she said she hadn't actually tried it. So I have Cricut Design Space open here and I found a free image set, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to load these up to make stickers, because what we are trying to determine is if the larger print and cut will allow us to also do these individual stickers, because in my previous video I just did one big image, not a bunch of small images. So we will see what happens. And I think that's enough to be going on with. Okay, so now we have all of these, and I'm going to click away so that I can separate them. And I'll pause the video while I do that. So I have them all separated out, and now I want to add different colors for different images. I'll pause the video while I do that. So now I want to add a offset behind these because they're going to be stickers. And I'm going to do that for each one and then group them, and I'll pause the video while I do that. So now my stickers have an offset, but if you see these black borders, that lets you know that the Cricut is going to cut everywhere that it sees a black border. I talked about this in a previous video where I explained how to keep your Cricut from cutting out each object during the print and cut. So what I need to do at this point is I need to flatten each of these. And now it will print, and then it will just cut out the border around the offset. And I'll pause the video while I flatten the rest. So now all of my images and their offsets are flat. And when you do a flatten, it automatically turns into a print and cut. Before, each one with the black border was a basic cut. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the color of my canvas here so that you can see the offsets. Now what I need to do is get all of these to print in a larger print and cut fashion, but of course they're too big now, and I'm just changing the size of the canvas to 50% to print like this. So what I need to do is I'm going to go to shapes, and I'm going to get a square, and I am going to make that square a guide because I don't want it to print. And I'm going to change my canvas one more time to like a light gray because I want you to still be able to see the offsets, but I also want you to see my box here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go up to the hamburger menu, and I'm going to go to settings, and then I'm going to go to load type, and I have 11.7 by 16.5 as my default. If that's not your default, then you can change it. And it looks like tabloid is a little bit bigger in length. So either one of these would be good, but I'm going to go with the 11 by 7 by 16.5. That's what I want to make my guide, 11.7 by 16.5. So I'll go back over to my little square, and I'll change it to 11.7 by 16.5. And all of my stickers need to fit inside this guide if I want them to do a print and cut at this size. So I'm going to click on it again, and I am going to turn it so that its width is 11.7 and its height is 16.5. And if I bring it over, notice my stickers are too big to fit in here, but that's just because I didn't resize them. So I'm going to pause the video and resize all of these sticker images to fit within this 11.7 by 16.5. Okay, so I have all of my stickers inside my bounding box here, my guide of 11.7 by 16.5. And what I did was I went through and made them 3 inches on their longest side. So they're all fitting inside the bounding box. What I'm going to do is I am going to make them all into a group so that I can move them over. And I'm going to go back up to 100% because I know they look tiny when they're at 50%, but here they all are. They'll be a nice size when I print them out. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to attach. And I'm going to get this message saying image too large, and it's going to let me auto adjust. So that's what I'm going to do. And this is what it auto adjusts to. And then I'm going to go to make it. And I can get them all on one mat. It's going to be a 12 by 24 inch mat, but I can do larger print and cut with stickers. So Miss Johnson, you should be able to do this with candle labels and with boxes. And if I click continue, I can pick my medium and print these out and have Cricut cut them, and it's bigger than 6.75 by 9.25, which was the previous maximum for a printing cut. So I hope this answers your question, and thank you for actually asking it, and I appreciate you watching.